Yes.
Where's my freaking PowerPoint?
うわ、ありがとう。待って、初めてここの Wi-Fi 繋いじゃおうかな。
あ、いいね。
ずっと映ってるからね。
Oh man. Oh god. Okay. Welcome guys. Can I have your homework?
Yep.
You guys didn't finish. You guys suck.
Yes.
Yes.
Just in case.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you two.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so this week we're going to be doing reading, which I think, honestly speaking, is going to be really hard. I think reading is going to be really hard.
I fucking hate reading.
Right? An example of a reading question would be like this. You can't read it, it's going to be like this, and there's going to be 3 of these, and they're all going to be around this long or longer, way longer than this. So reading is going to be something we will have to work on. So just some information about reading. The thing is, there are 14 different kinds of questions, and it's not like speaking or writing. We don't always know what kind of question you're going to get. So there's 14 different kinds, and then you could get any of them. But this is an example of the kind of questions that you will get during reading, and it'll look like this. It can look like this, and it can also look like this. It'll look different. So yeah. So some tips about reading is when you think of reading, you will think you will have to read all of this, and you're gonna understand all of it, and you're gonna have to remember. You don't need to do any of that, because that's when people get confused, because you have 3 of these and you only have 60 minutes. That is not enough time, especially unless you can read really, really fast. That's not enough time to read all of this and understand all of the words. So some tips for IELTS reading is, what I do is, you're gonna have the reading paper and the questions will be on the same paper. What I do is I open the questions first. I read the question, maybe question 1, and I'll flip, and then instead of reading everything, at first my eyes will go through the entire paper. I will pick up words, and if a word I see is the answer, okay, immediately I'll flip again and I'll answer. So this will save you time. So first you should read the questions so you already know what you're looking for before the test. And understanding isn't necessary. There is a lot of, especially in academic IELTS, there is a lot of hard English words that you might not know. What you need to do is see the entire sentence, and you will have to guess what it means. Because they will use, in the questions, they will use like, I like cake in the reading, but then the question will be, what is it that they prefer? And prefer and like is like, it both means like, but it's not going to be, what does la 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 like? Because you can just open it and then you can see the answer. It's not going to be like that. The language in the questions will be different from the language in the text. So don't try to look for the same words, because you're not going to find it in the questions, which is why it's hard. Retention, which means to remember. So remember or memory. So retention is you read it and you memorize. You don't need it. Retention isn't necessary, which is why it's important to read the questions first, flip, look at the stuff, and then like that. You don't have to read all of it and try to remember as much as possible. And then when you open the question, oh shit, I don't remember, because that's not going to help you. It's not going to work. And like I said before, vocabulary is really, really important. Because words, you need a lot of synonyms. You guys know synonyms, right?
No.
So the word synonym is things with the same meaning. So don't like, dislike,
Synonym.
hate, what's the synonym for don't like? Dislike. I already said that. So these are different words. Sorry. But it's like when you say dislike, hate, because it's the same meaning, this is what's really gonna be hard in the reading, because you're gonna think, oh, I know the word up, but then they're gonna be talking about, oh shit, they're gonna talk about increase, and they're gonna talk about rise, and la 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 la. If you don't know the synonyms of words, it's gonna be really hard in the reading. So your vocabulary is really, really important, right?
I see.
But the thing is, for me, to teach you guys reading, if I just talk about reading, you're not actually going to get the practice that you need. So actually, today is kind of important because we're going to be doing practice together.
Okay.
So you guys can do it. So the kind of questions here is true. We will be doing true and false, multiple choice, and matching paragraph to information. I'm going to give you guys this, and then I'm going to explain what kind of questions it will be. So, the questions on the first page is going to be true or false questions. You're going to read an entire thing, and then they will ask you questions whether or not it's true or not. So, for example, if I say, it's like, Takemu really likes ice cream, but he doesn't like chocolate, and he is very tall. And the question will be, does Takemu like ice cream? And in the beginning, I said Takemu likes ice cream, right? So that's true. And I say, and then the question will say, Takemu likes cars. I didn't say that, right? So that's false. Yeah. You're not going to say that. But if it says something like, no, not false. If I say like, Takemu doesn't like chocolate, I said Takemu likes chocolate, right? That's false. But if the question is, Takemu likes to go to school, I didn't talk about that. It's not true or false, it's not given. That wasn't even mentioned. And don't think too hard. You have to see, was this said or not? Don't think, oh, what if la 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 la. You're just gonna make it hard for yourself. And then we're gonna do matching paragraph to information.
Paragraph?
Yeah. You know paragraph, right?
Yeah.
These things.
Oh.
Right?
Matching.
So, like I said last week, paragraphs always have different things, right? And matching is like connecting things together. So let's say the first paragraph, the first sentence I said, Takemu likes ice cream. And then second one, Takemu likes chocolate. And the third one, Takemu likes school. Let's say these are 3 different paragraphs that are long. You will get a list of titles, like the food that Takemu likes. And then in the first paragraph, there was about him liking ice cream, him liking cars, la 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 la. The first paragraph, we talked about him liking ice cream, right? So the title you will match food Takemu likes. You see, like this is kind of hard. So this is section A, section B, section C, section D. Let's say in this paragraph we talk about cars, we talk about school, and we talk about food, right? And then at the bottom you will see there is a list, like a bullet point, and then types of vehicles, education, and this is where it gets hard, because types of vehicles means cars, taxi, motor, and the first paragraph we talked about that, right? So then you will have to match this. So it'll be like, which title matches the paragraph? This one talked about cars, so I will match this one here. Education. Yeah, let's like mix it up. So this is food, and this is school. Education is about school, how much you study. That's the third paragraph. And then that food you will connect it. You will match it. But then it's not going to be like this. It'll have like a line, and then you'll have to write section B, for example. because this section is section B. You're gonna see this a lot in English writing. To make it easier for people to read, English writing usually always has a title at the top, so you know what you're gonna read. So this is, the purpose of this task is to understand what you're reading and then give it a title. But the titles will be hard because it's gonna look completely different. This one's talking about cars, but then this one is types of vehicles. Which is why synonyms is very important to know. And then the last one we're gonna do is gonna be multiple choice questions. Multiple choice. You have it a lot, I think, in your exams.
Oh, yeah.
ABC, or you pick one, right? I think that one's pretty that one is pretty easy if you know where to look for the answers. Like I said before, like talking about likes ice cream and talking about likes chocolate and talking about like this. And then maybe the question would be like, what food doesn't talking about like? And then it will have ice cream, chocolate, and it'll have something like chips. The one he doesn't like is chips, right? So you're like, this is easy, you guys can do this. But the importance about IELTS reading, if English is really hard, it's not about understanding. You need to look for the answers. It's fine, because it's going to be really hard. It's fine if you don't understand 100%. Just look for the answers, because the answers is inside the text. And you don't have to think of your own answers. You can just copy whatever is here. So, we're going to first do the first page, which is the true, false, and not given question. This is later for us to shoot, and you guys have 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Is that enough time for you to
Okay.
read and then answer?
Yep.
Done. Are you guys done?
Maybe.
Okay. Let's look through this together. So, first question. The Thames Tunnel was the first tunnel ever built under a river. What was your answer?
T. True.
True.
True. Okay. Correct. So for number one, the Thames Tunnel was a tunnel built under the river Thames in London. It was the first. Subaqueous tunnel ever built, and many people claim la 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 la. This was you're gonna find a lot of this in IELTS reading because I didn't even know what that word meant. And what this word means, what a subaqueous word means is to be underwater. And if you don't know what a word means, is you can try to break it down. If you look at the word suba, like scuba diving, so maybe suba is related to water. So like some words that you maybe like aquatic, if you don't know what this word means, and then you see in the paper, you're gonna see aqua, and aqua means water, and then you'll know, even if you don't know the exact meaning, you're gonna know it has something to do with water. It was the first tunnel ever built. So the Thames was the first tunnel ever built under a river. Under a river means underwater, and subaqueous means to be built underwater. So yeah, that's correct. And it's true. Number two, the Thames Tunnel was the 8th wonder of the world. True or false?
True. Maybe. No.
True or false? This one, I'm not too sure. I'm gonna assume this is true because many people claimed it was the 8th wonder of the world at the time it was opened. So yeah, true. It's written there. And number three, people were drawn from all over to see the Thames Tunnel.
False.
True or false? False. So this one is actually true. Why did I erase that? This is actually true, but I understand why you would might get that wrong, because in this sentence, la 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 la, people came from far and wide. So far and wide is a thing that people say in English that means from everywhere. People from far and wide come to go to school in Ikwe. So people from all over the world, or people from a lot of places, they come to la 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 la. So when they say that people were drawn from all over to see the Thames Tunnel, people from many places came to see this place. And it was written there, people came from far and wide. So the right answer for number three is true. 4, the tunnel was used more by the middle and upper classes. True or false?
False.
True.
True. This one is false, because this is the Thames Tunnel was used by people from all classes. So when they say class, they mean how rich you are, how much money you have. So in English, middle class, upper class, and lower class. There's poor people, normal people, and rich people. So the question is saying that the tunnel was used only by normal and rich people. But the text says from all classes. So people from all of the classes, they can use. This is important to remember, because if you don't know what they mean by classes in English, you're gonna think there's only 2 classes, middle and upper. But there's actually 3, lower, middle, upper. So you need to know these things about the kind of language English speakers use to be able to identify and locate answers. So number 4 is false. Yes. Number 5, people were able to travel by sea or land in those days.
Not
Yeah,
given.
so What was your answer for number 5?
Not given.
Not given?
Yeah.
People were in the age of sail. People were. This is true. This is quite hard because in here, it's over here, in the age of sail and horse-drawn coaches. This is hard if you don't know what the hell this is. So when they say in the age, they're talking about in this what? Jidai, this period, sail and horse-drawn coaches. So do you guys know sail?
Sail.
Sailor? Boat, right?
Yeah.
So sail and horse-drawn coaches. And horse-drawn is
Yeah.
like you know what a horse is, right? But then back then, a long time ago, people would travel like this, right?
Sure. That's true.
So when they say in that period of sail and horse-drawn coaches, so this says that during that period, people could travel by sea and land. So they could sail and they could ride horses. So, which is why it's true. Do you understand this one? Number 5? Understand?
Yes.
Awesome. Number 6, the aim of the tunnel was to turn a profit as a tourist attraction.
False.
True.
So this one is false because it says the aim was for it to be tourist attraction. But if you go read it, the aim had been for the tunnel to be, and then this is blah 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 blah, this is the real aim, right? So it doesn't even matter. The point is the aim, la 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 la, it doesn't say tourist attraction. So false, but that's what's written there. But this might trick you because in the beginning it says, however, even though it attracted about 2 million people, la 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 la. So this is talking about how the place attracted a lot of tourists, right? But la 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 la. So you can tell what they're trying to say when they say, however, even though. So even though there was a lot of tourists, the purpose, the aim of the tunnel wasn't for tourists. The aim was, and then this, which isn't for tourism, which is why it's false. Because it doesn't say there that the aim is for tourism. It doesn't say. Do you understand? It's okay if you don't understand.
ダメなら分かった理由。分かんなかったら言っていい。
Okay. So it says that the aim of the tunnel was la 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 to turn a profit, blah blah blah. But it doesn't say that there. What it says here is that the aim had been, and then it's a long whatever the hell, but this isn't saying that it was for profit, right? It says here, it could bring in a profit. You know what profit is, right? So profit is when you sell something and you get the money. That is called profit.
取引。
Profit. So the aim, what the question is saying is that this was built to get money from tourism. But that's not the point. The aim, the mokteki is to blah 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 blah. So it could bring in a profit. This will be hard because it says bring in a profit, which is the same word here. So you're gonna think, oh okay, true. But if you read the whole sentence, it doesn't say profit from tourism. So be careful. This is already the right place to look for the answer. But when you find the answer, you have to really make sure you're understanding it correctly. Not 100%, but just, be careful. And number 7, statues of the tunnel could be bought as souvenirs.
Not given.
True.
This one is not given because there was nothing that said souvenirs or anything like that. You can't find it. So this is correct, this is not given. And lastly, the tunnel is no longer used as a pedestrian walkway to cross the river.
True.
False.
This is false because it talks about the tunnel become blah 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 blah, which continues to be used in use today. Like even right now, even today, it's still being used. So this one is false. But this is a gist of true or false questions. But from doing this, do you guys have like a better understanding of what the reading will be like? This is just one of the types of questions. So in your IELTS exam, you might not get true or false questions, but I think you will. But the more we practice, the more you will be able to catch English words. So point is today, try, if you have time, study vocabulary and synonym, because just knowing one version of the word isn't enough for the IELTS. You guys came kind of late today. I wanted to do two of those, but we don't have time because it's almost 5:30. So for now, just keep the paper, and we will continue the other exercises, our next reading class, which will be next month.
Okay.
Awesome. And I'll probably send homework later in the group.
Okay.
Today. And I think this time Sugar will be task 2.
Oh.
Because last time was task 1. And I realized that since you guys kind of have a hard time with the homework, instead of on Friday, you guys can have one whole week. So on Tuesday, I'll give you homework, and you can give it to me next Tuesday.
Oh.
So you have more time to do it. Okay? Don't come late next time, guys.
Yeah.